As I said earlier, there's two different definitions of death, depending on whether you believe in immortality of the soul or whether you believe in conditional immortality. If you believe in immortality of the soul, death is this immaterial ghost, which is what a man actually is, separating from this non-necessary body of flesh. But death, by definition, according to the other view, is that this living creature ceases to be alive. Now let me ask you this. If man is a physical body that has God's breath in it, remember what Job said, as long as God's breath is in my nostrils, then he's going to keep his integrity. Remember that? So as long as he's alive, God's breath is in his nostrils. If man was brought to life by God breathing his breath into his nostrils, and the man became a living soul, then what would death be? God taking his air back, right? God taking his breath away. And what would happen? If man was put together by God breathing his breath into him and making him physically alive, what would happen to a living soul if God took his breath back?
He would return to the dust of the ground from where he came.
Right. He would return to dust. Isn't that right? All right. Well, that's how we would approach it logically. Well, does the Bible actually say that? It actually does. Go to Job chapter 34. If he, that is God, should set his heart on it, if he should gather to himself his spirit and his breath, all flesh would perish together, and man would return to dust. Now that says exactly as we hypothesized, right? You can see that the concept that's being portrayed here is the same thing that's based on Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. God made man, right? That he made him by breathing a body of dust, breathing his breath into it. That body of dust now becomes a living soul. If God takes back his breath, what happens to the man? He returns back to dust. That's what it says, right?